the hell's that all about? You gonna spin it now?
How goes it, window lickers? How are you doing if you're a chaos goblin? And what's up, household? How goes it? It is I, the voice, Joshua Joseph, here on a Tuesday for your Monday Night Raw recap with me, the voice, Joshua Joseph, and my co-host, my brother in crime, Kevin, the Chaos Goblin Kalloway. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. It's been a bit of a chaotic day, but I kind of live that lifestyle with the moniker, so I guess it's a normal day.
There you go. I mean, that's all we can ask from the Chaos Goblin. I mean, if it's a chaotic day, you've brought it upon
Chaos is the average.
There you go, dude. That's how you start the day. I like it. Speaking of starting the day, I've started with some new mood enhancers with a little B12 in it for my multivitamin and a little vitamin C. So I started my regimen this morning. So I got a bit of a mood boost. I could tell that I was, a little more recharged in the morning. So I'm going to document that stuff and see how better it goes, hopefully.
As a man of science, I'm always for documenting things and making sure that they're working for you in a way that you feel is actually good. I find a lot of things sometimes can have placebo effects, but vitamins usually isn't one of them.
Yeah.
That's you can only have you can have too much vitamins, but it takes a lot. Like you'd pretty much have to douse yourself in, once a day gummies trying to do something that you can't do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was a kid who enjoyed my Flintstone vitamins.
Same.
I would, mom would put one out for me. I would get two more. I loved them. They were good. You can't eat Fred without Barney. And then, Dino's left out. Come on, you can't do that. So that's been exciting.
The wives can stay in there though, no girls in the clubhouse.
No, you save them for last because then there was no competition.
See,
you could get your Betty then. So Kevin, before we dive into Raw, real quick, so we know that I'm a bit of a Fallout nut job.
Yeah,
I absolutely love the show. I love the games. I love all of it. Have you seen any of it? And if you have, are you caught up?
I have not started it yet because I've been busy. I know. I said I was going to do it, and I promise I will. I've been busy. It's okay. So again, I'll pull the curtain back as to the job that I do week to week. I'm a special education teacher. In 2 weeks of school days, from Tuesday 2 weeks ago to today, I've had 6 IEPs to write. Each IEP is roughly about 4 hours of work, depending on how complicated the IEP is. Could skew higher, could skew a little lower. And these ones have been complicated because the students have been struggling. And I've seen that across the board for students this year. But because of that, I've either been doing IEPs, drinking to forget about IEPs, or sleeping. It's pretty much. And I think I got through one game in that time too. I just beat Kronos, the New Age, which was fucking fantastic. But the only reason I got through that is because I hyper focused on it in like 2 days, where I was just like, Martin Luther King Day weekend, screw all this paperwork. I'm doing everything.
Yeah.
So I'm planning to start Fallout. I think I'm going to start it either tomorrow or Thursday, maybe even the weekend. So I will give you a Fallout update come next Tuesday from me.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear it. I've enjoyed the show.
There is other Fallout news, though. I don't know if you heard about this. They're remastering
Yes.
Fallout, I think Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. And I think there's rumors of a Fallout 4. I think it's rumored. But it sounds like they're doing it like they did Elder Scrolls Oblivion, where they're just like, hey, we're announcing it, and it's done in a month. Wait,
yes.
what?
Yeah. There's been a lot of rumors, and the In Your House channel, we see you, and we thank you for joining us. I will get to your stuff here in a second, but yeah, there's been a lot of announcements because there's been a blip on the map on your Pip-Boy.
Yep.
And it's got that date in February. There's talk of remastering New Vegas, which definitely needs it. Graphics wise, New Vegas could, if you just reamped all the graphics, people would have a fucking, they would lose their shit.
People are still playing New Vegas.
I still pop
day.
in and play.
So why not remaster it? Because it's the same thing with Elder Scrolls. Like people, you could throw a nice fine polish onto Skyrim. They've just been porting it onto different shit for the last 10 years. If they threw some polish onto Skyrim and resold it, they could get another 10 years out of it.
Oh yeah, that easily. I mean, Skyrim was a Fallout movement back in the day. I remember everybody was playing it, even people I knew who didn't play those types.
It was like New Vegas and Skyrim. Like those were the games that people kept playing no matter what, because they kept finding new shit or interacting in different ways.
I find myself playing 4 quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like I go back and redo it and try different things. I really like the way 4 was done. But the show, I'm loving the way the show's going. There's already a season down. We're in the middle of the second season. It's going great. Not going to spoil anything. Going to let Kevin catch up to it so we can talk about it. But they usually have their release. So Wednesday is when you can do the watching whenever.
Okay.
But I think tonight at 9 on Tuesdays is when they've been doing the release.
Okay.
So that's for the fans out there if you want to check that out. And yes, In Your House.
First episode, the second we get off this then.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you're going to love it. I loved it. It's great.
I'm ready.
The In Your House channel is dropping some news for us saying Orange Cassidy is announced for the Expo.
I need a new denim vest.
Oh, man, dude, I cannot wait to talk to Orange Cassidy, have a conversation with him because
he's very interesting in the sense of like what you see on AEW now is not what you saw for like 4 years. And then what you saw for 4 years wasn't what you saw in either of those either. He's actually a very talented worker in the sense of like he can get around, but he didn't catch steam until he started doing the, too cool for school gimmick. And that lended itself to doing less because the more you do, the less the gimmick works.
Yeah.
So I've always appreciated Orange Cassidy when he's able to commit to those things. And the match is structured right because sometimes anything can go awry.
Well, and I've heard him talk about that in interviews, where he figured out the less is more, especially with that gimmick. And when you take it to that extreme that Orange Cassidy does, it's awesome. I love the gimmick. And when people were negative talk on Orange Cassidy during the early years of AEW because saying this is all he does, that's him, that's the gimmick. But when the match gets to a point to where he has to turn it up, I love it, especially if he fucking puts his hands in his pockets and he has to do some quick movements. I think that's pretty dope. To me, it's on RVD levels of the amazement that I'm watching. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I always think of I compare these two. They're completely different gimmicks, but they're similar in like work rate. Would be Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Orange Cassidy in an extent of like Orange Cassidy's gimmick is lent to less is more, and so is Danhausen's. The more you sell it as the person in the ring, the more that it works.
Very true.
If people didn't sell for Danhausen, and to some extent, not what I mean by sell is like when he says curse, you don't have to take a back bump and say, oh my God, I've been cursed. No,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. It's supposed to be ridiculous. You should react like it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
And then through all the ridiculousness, oh shit, they got a one up on me because they're being asshole or not assholes, but like they're being ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I'm there with you. Like I'm that kid. I'm still that kid who buys into it when I see characters like that.
Yeah.
And I really love what Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm are brewing together with this this friendship that they're really putting together.
Paired, though.
And they really are. You know what? Honestly, everybody involved in that story is perfectly paired into it. Everybody plays I love what's happening over there at AEW with Orange Cassidy, Tony Storm. But we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. So let's get into Monday Night Raw. Kevin, you brought up an interesting point before we went live. So why don't we kick off the show with that? And I'm going to allow you to take the guest role or the host role and take it away, Kevin.
So I was thinking about this because I was watching Raw yesterday, at a ripe 3 p.m., which was nice because I could spend the rest of my Martin Luther King Day recharging or playing games. And Annie was watching it with me, my beautiful fiance, Annie O'Neill. And Finn Balor hit the ring for the main event, which we'll get to later. But when he did, I was talking about how maybe this is a good time to do a Finn Balor singles run. And she just asked, where's JD? Oh, he's injured. Where's Dom? Oh, he's injured. And it started a conversation between us where it's like, oh my God, like how many injuries does Raw have right now? And maybe this is why like we're seeing that stagnation, like they're in a holding pattern almost for so long, because all of the plans that they probably had went down in flames when 2 major injuries happened. Actually 3, I would point out. And that's Rollins, that's Vicaire, and that's Dom. Those were like 3 of the main players on Raw. With Rollins going down, they had to rush the Vision angle. Who knows where that would be without this?
Yeah.
Vicaire probably should have been defending against Raquel at the Royal Rumble, but that's probably not going to happen. They're probably going to have to wait until Mania. I would say Raquel now has a really good chance of winning the Rumble, which might end up better. And then, of course, Dom, I don't know where they were going with Dom, but it was only up because he was pulling double duty between the Intercontinental title and AAA. So in this moment, and I know there's more injuries that I'm not even thinking. Oh, Chad Gable's still out.
Yeah, he's still gone.
Who knows what happens when he comes back?
And that's 2 characters right there.
Because they had to replace Grande Americano, which, in fairness, Kaiser is amazing at it. So I wouldn't go back to that, to Chad Gable doing it if you don't have to. You can just come back with just Chad Gable and it'd be fine. Or you could do some kind of like, Spider-Man situation where they just look at each other.
I would find that interesting.
I could do either of those and make it work, I think. I would want one of them unmasked at the end so that we could just get away from it after that. One person can be it, the other one shouldn't. And I'm sure there's other injuries that I'm not thinking of, like I'm saying. Voice, could injuries be one of the large problems we're running into for Raw? Who do you actually think is up at an upper level these days?
Well, I would say, it's most definitely a big variable in this equation of what we're wondering what's going on with Raw. Raw is supposed to be the cornerstone, the crown jewel of the TV shows. Right now, SmackDown has really, for fans like me, for fans like Kevin, we've been saying even house, SmackDown's where it's at right now. They're doing great work. But yeah, I would say a host of injuries is kind of bringing it a little stagnant because they're having to adjust and we're having to get used to different stories and different competitors coming in. I mean, I think they've done some really good work, especially around the Stephanie Valkyr storyline with Raquel coming in and just, basically destroying her for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
But highlighting that she's injured. So, I hear exactly what you're saying with the placement uh, of their match. I would have preferred it to be at the Rumble because I think that would have made it it would have made it an attraction. And plus you're taking Raquel out of the Rumble equation at that point. So then we're wondering who's actually going to win this, because honestly, right now on the run that Raquel's doing, it's almost glaring that she's going to win this.
Yeah.
I mean, what else?
So as far as Royal Rumble winners for females on Raw, I can only point to Raquel.
Yeah.
There's no other contenders. Not who makes sense without taking them out of something, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the best way to describe it. On SmackDown, I think you got a couple options. But again, that's SmackDown, not Raw.
That's
Raw.
true.
Raw feels like it's either going to be incredibly predictable for the next couple months while they just, figure out their injuries, or depending on how they want to do it, it could be very unpredictable in the sense of, well, we got to change plans. I think that's what we're running into now, and what we're going to run into is some hard decisions being made for the Mania card, depending on how injuries look.
So let me ask you, since we're on the injury discussion, are we seeing Bianca Belair show up for Rumble?
I think so. Well, she's been out with is it a broken hand? Was that what it was? Or a finger?
It's been a while. It's been
pretty much since last Mania, correct? We saw her come out during a Saturday night main event. So she came out and arguably was there, but didn't really do much.
Yeah. I mean,
I think we get Bianca back. I think she's a front runner to win it, quite frankly, for the Rumble, because of just ready-made stuff with Jade. I think Tiffany Stratton is in the same boat. It's a ready-made opponent because of what happened with her and Jade. I never think that Nia Jax is a bad call. Lash Legend wouldn't be a bad call. You can never rule out someone like Charlotte Flair, though I doubt she will win it twice in a row.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I don't either, but I can never rule it out simply because of the name value.
Exactly.
There's a couple on SmackDown that just would make sense. I don't think Jordynne Grace will win it, but she's already looking at title picture stuff, so I can't fully rule it out. It depends on what they want to go with the storyline and how quickly they want to push someone.
That's very true.
But then I look at Raw and Rhea and Io are tag champs. They're probably not. No one's going to win the Rumble out of that, probably. Asuka and Kairi, I don't see it because they're on a collision course with each other.
Yeah.
Bayley and Lyra are on a collision course with each other. Liv and Roxanne are probably on a collision course with each other. Who's left?
True.
Naomi's still pregnant. Assumingly, I have my math down for that.
Yeah, I think your math.
I think my math in there.
Yeah.
But coming out of a Mania, you could have Naomi back in theory, but you're not going to have her for Mania.
No.
So who on Raw else could win it for the women?
Unless they're going to pull a trigger on somebody. I mean,
that's just not what we've seen from WWE as much.
Yeah, exactly.
So they pulled the trigger on Drew. I just don't think they'll take that many risks in such a short time. That's what I doubt WWE will do.
And I think that's why they held back on the Finn pulling the trigger on him, because if you listen back, that fan base was just behind as much as they were behind Drew.
I actually think he got over more in a loss than he did in a win there, because now I think we're going to get a Finn Balor face turn, and we'll get more into the main event too. But Finn Balor benefited from a loss in that match than I think he would have in a win. I think a win, it would have been like, oh shit, we're doing this. And then, yes, it would be unpredictable, but where are we going?
Yeah. So this kind of gives him more of a wedge of an out with Judgment Day.
Correct. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, now here's that. Whatever's left from Judgment Day after Finn leaves, could this where we get the women starting their own faction, and maybe Liv and Roxanne don't turn on each other quite yet?
That's possible.
Because I mean,
I think that would work.
What are we going to have before Mania season? We're going to have everybody turn on their tag partner season.
Right. I'm not saying that they're on a collision course to do a Mania match with each other with all of those teams. I think a couple of them are. I think we're more likely. I think most likely, looking across shows, we're probably going to get a Charlotte Alexa at WrestleMania. We will probably get. I don't know about Kairi Asuka, because I don't know how they feel about Kairi, but I'm hoping that that's one of them. But it'll happen shortly after, if not. I think Liv and Roxanne will end up being the ones with the tag titles at some point before they break up. But they are in a collision course with each other at some point. I think you're right. I think they keep the women of the Judgment Day together. They might even use, because the way that Liv was talking with Roxanne, they might even use Dom as the wedge between that. And then that will give Dom an out from both of them. And then that'll give them an out to kill each other. And then Raquel can just be like, I'm going to go be a monster.
Yeah. No, I think that writes, that's easy writing right there. Because it all makes sense. It's digestible for the fans, and you can kind of see it happening.
Yeah.
Now, how they do it, that's a totally different story. And that's what we tune in for. Yeah, I'm enjoying where they're going with the women of Judgment Day.
I'm enjoying, as much as we say like there aren't a lot of winners for like women on Raw for the women's Royal Rumble. I think the women, as far as Raw goes, are the shining point of Raw, because I think you care about them the most.
No,
like, I care more about what's going to happen between Kairi and Asuka. Like it's clearly boiling up.
Exactly.
I care that Rhea and Io are together because it's different. It's just different, and they're not in the big title picture where we've seen all their matches.
Yeah.
For now, like, let people filter in and filter out.
And that turn, whatever it happens right there, that'll be the magic.
With Liv back and Roxanne, I'm curious to see them as a tag team, because I assumed what they were going to do before Liv came back was that Liv would insert herself into the main title picture, and Roxanne and Raquel would continue being the tag team. Gotcha. Because they flipped that, it becomes more interesting to me, because it doesn't feel as samey. It doesn't feel like stagnant.
Yeah.
It feels like we're giving someone else a shot, and Raquel's running with it.
Yeah. No, I kind of liken it to when NWO got the Big Show.
Yeah.
You know, when he was the Giant back in the day. Not saying that they're going to turn on him like they did, or turn on Raquel like they did with the Giant, but the similarities are, because to me, Liv is your main eventer for right now. But honestly, why not turn the tables and make her tagging with Roxanne, and then have Raquel be that monster? Because then you have the Shawn Michaels Diesel bodyguard moment, you know. And I like that type of thing, because Liv's not focused on the women's world title right now. She's focused on going after and getting the tag titles. And I like that for her, because her and Roxanne, I think, are honestly, they're surprising me how much I enjoy them together.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would be a fan of it, but I am.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect, but I think again, I think the women's division on Raw is the shining point
I agree.
because first, it's not as affected by injury. There's one key injury, sure, but I think that injury ended up adding things to Vicaire rather than taking away. Whereas the men's division really got hit with Rollins and Dom being gone specifically, and Judgment Day as a whole is in tatters as far as the men go.
Yeah,
There's only one left.
Dude, and it really sucks with the air getting let out of the tires with the absence of Dom because he was on such a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he has such a lure to him that it's going to be like when a legend comes back. Once he comes back, so
he might have to be an Eddie Guerrero style face at this point when he comes back, depending on what they want to do.
Dude, it's going to be interesting, and this would be the time to pivot if you're going to do something different with Dom. All right, Kevin. So we talked a little bit about it. We'll dive into it. The main event. It was a great match. It really
was.
For me, I love matches like this that you have the wrestling, you have the over the top, you have people getting their finishers, kickouts, and then finally that just last bit of energy you see go out of your opponent and you can get that win. Even the sweat at the end of it when they were hugging each other, dripping off CM Punk. CM Punk just it's almost a liken to that that sense we got from him after the dog collar match. Like he felt like CM Punk again. And I think that match with Finn you could tell that he definitely felt that Finn's getting a rub off of this, but he's getting a rub off of going up against someone like Finn and giving a match like that on a Monday night. How was your feelings about that? And what's up, King?
What up, Ring King?
Ring King. There we go. What's up? How are you doing? We're talking Monday Night Raw, and Kevin, let's get your thoughts on the main event.
I loved the main event. I thought it was a shining spot. Annie and me were playing Diablo 4 during Raw. And she literally looked at me and she's like, we need to put this down for the main event. And I go, that's fair.
That is fair. Names fair. Alone.
Yeah, names alone. But the intrigue of seeing Balor in that format from so long ago was very intriguing to me. And I think the match probably bell to bell was about 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And
it was a decent long one.
I can always tell when Punk's heart is in the match because it's not like he can do like 27-year-old Punk anymore because nobody at his age could roll back the clock 20 years. Cena couldn't do it. Orton works slower than he used to, but also he put on size to compensate. There's so many guys that just like, they can't do 20-year-old version of them anymore because Father Time makes fools of us all. But Punk still brings out some of the stuff that he was doing before. And I appreciate Punk's work for that because when he knows it's time to get somebody over, he goes, okay, I have to be giving here. And that's when he'll take all the moves. That's when he'll do the stuff. That's when he won't care. It's, hey, I got to make sure this guy gets over. I got to make sure this guy gets over, and I'm passionate about this guy getting over. I could see it with Finn. I could see it with Braun Breaker. Now, the Braun Breaker match, I think both of them were a little too excited. I think specifically Braun Breaker was a little more excitable, which is fair given that was his first like huge test. So like, exactly, I get it. Not to say that like it just seemed like they were more off of the same page. They weren't in like different stratospheres or chapters like the internet tried to say they were for Breaker and Punk. But Balor and Punk were on the same page the whole time. And I didn't see a lot of issue with the match in general. I liked how the false finishes were done. I especially liked the coup de grace false finish.
I love that one.
The entirety of Ireland bid on that.
Yeah. I bid on it in my house.
I think a lot of people bid on that. I think I'm never a fan just because Punk is a little bit smaller. I'm never a fan of the roll through like GTSs that he does because I just don't think he's quick enough with it sometimes. He was a little quicker with this one. He's crumbled in the past and he didn't this time. He got him all the way up. But it just feels like Finn should be fighting for like, the 10, 15 seconds that we're trying to get him up.
Yeah.
So I think they could have worked that a little bit different. Even if it's just like a missed coup de grace and then Finn rolls through, Punk's back up, he's up, boom, GTS 1, 2, 3. Like I think that's a lot cleaner to me. It's a lot more bang, bang, bang instead of a roll through thing. I think it's too Cena-esque. I think Punk's trying to do things that Cena was doing, in my opinion. Not saying he can't, but Cena did it smoother only because Cena was jacked to the gills and, could barely move his shoulders because he was so big. Punk isn't like that. Punk has mobility. No. But because he has mobility, he doesn't have as much strength. And
yeah,
that's nitpicky, but I liked the finish. I loved the match. I think it was everything it needed to be to get Finn Balor more over and to be seen as someone who could be a threat to a world championship contender.
Yeah, well, going off of exactly what you just said there, I think it reminded us what unfortunately we didn't get to see when he won his first one.
Mm-hmm.
He gave it that match with Seth. I still go back and rewatch because it was so good. And it was so fun for me because that was the first match that I actually was able to get my wife to sit down and watch. And, that moment that you kind of could tell that Finn, something's off with him in that match. Yeah. I looked at her and I was like, no. And this was like, I think this was right after I got her to watch the opening of an NBA season. Mm-hmm. And it was I forget who it was. It might've been Pierce or not Pierce, George Paul, when he broke his leg.
Paul George.
Yeah, when he broke.
I know Brandon Roy broke his leg too around a season opening.
This was the very first game.
Paul George makes the most sense
there. It might, yeah. I'm pretty. It was somebody, but anyways. So I got them to watch. Like I had my in-laws. They never watched the NBA really, and we're all sitting and watching. And this happens in the first like 2 to 3 minutes of the game, and I was like, oh.
That happened to me. One of my former girlfriends I was watching UFC with. It was the first UFC we ever watched together because I had watched some prior. And I'm like, hey, let's watch the fights. Fuck it. First match. Guy throws a second shin kick. His shin wraps around the guy. He breaks his shin. It was one of the most grotesque injuries I've ever seen.
So gnarly.
His whole fibula wrapped around that boy.
Oh, I can only imagine. I've watched some pretty graphic MMA fights. Mm-hmm. They get gnarly.
It's like watching Sid come off of that big boot. Like, whoa, Jesus.
Yeah, things that disturbed you as a child. That's one of them. That's one of them. But yes. So basically, back to my thought on that. Yeah. That was like what. I think it's that moment that we didn't get when we had our hands on it. It was there. We were ready to see what was going to happen. So it's good to hear though that the fans are there with it. They are still in that mindset. Finn puts on matches that he just put on last night. Mm-hmm. Like that's all you can really say. And he still does it. And to be able to take a veteran, like you were saying, Kevin, with CM Punk and his age, I mean, Father Time is the master. Like mm-hmm. He's undefeated. For them to come together and have that match, it speaks volumes of both of them.
Yeah. What's wild to me is sometimes as a worker who's watched a lot of just wrestling and like different things and all the kind of things that happen throughout it, I can kind of tell who's setting the pace of the match and who's calling it. So Punk was calling the match. That was a Punk match that we filtered in, Finn Balor. It was collaborative, don't get me wrong. All matches are. But Punk would be the one calling the match and making sure it stays on. Finn was the one setting the pace. And Punk was matching Finn's pace. Because there's other matches where people were trying to match Punk's pace. And if you challenge Punk in a match, really, and I don't mean like challenge like, they're sitting in the ring and I'm going to take your title. No, I mean challenging him as a professional. He'll do it and he'll rise to that challenge. He always does. But if you don't challenge him and you try and keep his pace, that's when you start seeing other stuff, because then you're not trying your pace and you're not challenging him to come up.
Yeah.
You're not challenging the older vet to come up to someone who can keep that pace. And I just looked this up too. I did a quick Google search.
He was Googling.
What do you think the age gap is between CM Punk and Finn Balor?
I'm going to say 11 years.
3.
What?
3 years.
Get the fuck out of here.
Finn Balor's 44. CM Punk is 47. 3 years.
No shit.
Finn Balor has kept himself in such a condition you can't even tell.
Yeah.
So there's a reason he can do that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Ring King, let me answer you with this. For me, Vince McMahon ruined the Demon character.
It needs a lot of rehab to come back.
Exactly. And I think that honestly, in the storyline of Finn Balor and CM Punk, if they were going to go with Finn, it needs to be a long, drawn out, multiple fights, multiple matches, and a good story to where they get it to the point to where Finn has no choice but to bring the demon.
It's got to be a caged animal.
Yeah, exactly. Like you fucking.
And I don't think you can, until you intend on having Finn Balor go over, you can't bring the demon out.
Exactly. And that's my whole point. It's got to be like the last ditch effort for Finn. For it to have to me, I honestly, if you're not doing that with a well-written story, I don't want to see that version of Finn.
I would rather just have Finn be what he is now.
Exactly. Because I mean, honestly, like some of those sling blades he hit last night, those were fantastic. And they were like RKOs out of nowhere. And that's what I love about Finn, and the amount of aggression he used to do those drop kicks into the corner and shoot Punk right back into it. His setup for the coup de grace. I fucking loved it because like you could see when he looked at the crowd, that's old Finn Balor. That's who we fell in love with, because he gives us that energy through him. And we get to, it's almost like we get to experience what he's experiencing without all the bumps and bruises and things like that. But we get to live in that moment. And I highly respect wrestlers who can do things like that.
And yeah, I actually don't even know if we see Punk defend at the Rumble. Like, do we need a Punk defense at the Rumble? Realistically?
No.
We're going to get a Drew defense. We're on a collision course for a Styles career versus Gunther, correct? And we'll get more into that in a second, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then I imagine we'll get a singles women's match, maybe a tag match. And where would Punk fit into the card? I just don't see it.
I don't either.
And I don't,
maybe an appearance
soon. Why rush another feud when we can let something simmer and build with Punk and somebody else? Whether that be Braun Breaker again, whether that be, maybe it's Bronson Reed, maybe it's Logan Paul, maybe it's someone else. I don't know. Maybe Gunther wins and we just ride this out until Mania. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of avenues that we could go down.
There's a lot of avenues. I just don't want to see Punk lose it yet. And it's not because I want to see Punk hold it. It's because I don't think there's any faces who are ready to challenge a heel at a main event level until Rollins comes back.
Hey,
I just don't see it. Who would be, let's say tomorrow, Braun Breaker wins the title. Who else but CM Punk is positioned to be a defense? Styles, maybe, just because he's timeless, not because of his booking recently. Rey Mysterio, same reason. You can always put Rey into a situation like that and make it believable. But like, that's a combined age of like, what, 120?
Yeah.
Long, like bigger, like probably 130, 140 pushing for some of it, because I think Rey is up there.
Oh, Rey's
and
a
so
mummy.
is Styles. So like, what I'm saying is I just don't see a ready-made face who's going to be able to challenge a heel for that title and make it interesting right now.
Yeah.
And make you care, make you believe. Because you could put like Penta in it, but do you actually believe Penta's going to win the title? I don't think he's positioned where I would.
Yeah, exactly. He's not in any position right now.
Position to believe it.
Now, you give him a couple years, I think they could build him into that. And
a couple years of right booking, you give him some solid wins, you give him something, I think, yes. He has the potential, but that's the problem is we have a lot of people with potential.
Yep.
I think the only person who would be ready-made to jump right into a scene if a heel wins hasn't debuted yet, and it's Obafemi.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's
if you want to make Obafemi a face, because I think there's an avenue where you make him a heel again too.
And there's a lot of chatter in different chat rooms about that exact same thing. And I hear what people are saying. It's the Oba is an interesting draw. Because
I think Oba needs a Brock Lesnar style push. So I would have him win that title soon. I've said it. I'll say it again. I'll say it from the mountaintops. This is a man, I don't want him to come in and get humbled. I don't want him to come in and be like, oh, this is the main roster. You're not as good as you used to be. No, have him come in and murder somebody.
Yep.
Make it Asuka, except he gets to win the title at the end of it.
Yeah. No, I absolutely jumped on that ship when you sailed it, man. I think that's the exact way you recreate what is leaving here shortly. And there are some retirements happening.
I think you also, just to shout out this and well wishes, I think you had something with Javon Evans as a contender that could be at least slightly believable. I hope that injury doesn't keep him out for long.
I hope so too.
I'm worried that I'm hopeful that it's pec, because if it's shoulder, it's going to be way worse.
Yeah. Shoulder, he'll be out, what, a year? If not more.
Shoulder is, I think, 2 months to 8 months, depending on the shoulder injury. Like, it can get bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unfortunately, shoulders are some of the first things that go for wrestlers too. And shoulder injuries are not hard to come back from, harder to keep similar style because it can always get jarred out of place again.
Yeah. Yeah. And his style is very unique. But we are coming to the end of a few careers. And like you mentioned earlier, we're going to close out on the talk of the retirement, the career on the line that has been positioned by Gunther to AJ. Where are we at on this one, Kevin? I mean, are they pulling the trigger on AJ quickly for his retirement?
So I
thought we were getting a year with him. 2026.
All he said was 2026.
Yeah, exactly. So
all he said was the end of his contract. And I will remind this because I was talking to somebody about this. I was talking to one of my buddies in the business. Shout out Xander. He debuted in the Rumble. So his contract might be up in January. He never said when his contract was up. He said he was leaving at the end of his contract. He never said he'd be around the whole year.
See, this is the problem with having logical friends who look at things and understand words.
And you know what? I hope I'm getting worked.
I hope so too.
because I'd love to see a little bit more Styles through the year. But
Dude, you're bringing up
I
so many valid points, though.
I just don't see a reason. I hate saying this because this means it's the end of Styles very quickly.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason you give Gunther a loss here.
Yeah. Why would you?
Why would you?
Especially
He just
how they're
retired
marketing him.
Goldberg. He
Yep.
just retired Cena.
Yep.
He's going to retire AJ Styles, even if it's not now. Why extend it? Why even give Styles a win?
Yeah.
Here, it doesn't make sense.
Man.
And then I would imagine we're going to get the retirement of Ray here soon. That would be my guess next.
Mm.
And then we're going to get Brock at SummerSlam in Minneapolis.
That's 3 this year that he could potentially be taking.
Gunther will be a world beater after that. And people will be sick of him, voice. People will be sick of Gunther doing that shit. And we're going to hear a lot of people on the internet say Gunther's not good. And they're wrong.
Yep.
They're just mad. And that's okay. It is okay to be worked. It is okay to be mad.
Yep.
But this is how you build someone into the next, Taker at Mania. This is how you build the next Roman Reigns final boss. This is how you get someone over in a different and creative way. People were yelling at WWE to be creative, right? Retirement tour, but retiring other people is creative.
Yeah.
We've never seen that in the WWE. I've never heard of it. The closest thing we've ever gotten is Randy Orton Legend Killer. But did he actually retire people?
No.
He didn't retire people. He just hurt legends.
Yeah.
He didn't actually kill legends.
Dude.
You know who the real legend killer is, voice?
Tell me, Kevin.
Gunther.
Gunther
is the real legend killer.
He extincts these legends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing merch with Gunther wearing the Reaper's clothes and holding the sickle.
And his just big, I don't even want like Reaper. I don't want him to be stoic. I want that big shit-eating grin on that fucking Reaper.
Exactly. I want him sitting at a throne wearing it and just holding the stuff. And then everybody's put like wanted posters behind him, X'd out who he's done. Dude, they could do so many amazing things with this one because this is exactly what you were saying. This is how you build somebody up because you are right. Puppet masters are at play and they're sitting there going, you guys get ready. You're about to hate somebody more than you've ever hated anybody who's laced them up before. And that's great. That's grand because now you're showing us a blueprint on how to organically get a heel, but a super heel.
Right.
Like, you could do this gimmick on the indies and it wouldn't be bad either.
I agree. I think it's a universal gimmick because all you got to do is take away fan favorites who are ready to retire already, mind you.
Exactly.
It's not like this guy is cutting off a 25-year-old career. Like in 25-year-old, I mean 25 years of age.
Yes.
Not 25 years in the business.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, you know what? I was just thinking about this too. It could go deeper. We could go deeper, boys. Orton's got to be close.
Oh, I know.
You know who else has stated they're not going to be wrestling past 2027? Punk and Roman Reigns.
Oh.
This could be feeding Gunther for years.
Yeah.
For years.
Dude.
And he can just be the quintessential career ender. And you know what? What makes it better is once he gets you to believe he is a career ender, then you put him in there with other people who aren't ready to retire.
Yep.
But you have Gunther make them put their careers on the line to get a shot.
Yeah. Oh, no. I love
Let's
it.
say he faces Sami Zayn and Gunther happens to have the title. And Gunther says the only way anyone gets a title shot is if they put their damn career on the line. because I don't defend twice.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
And then you have Sammy beat him or whoever. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
who. It could be Javon.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're looking at the big picture, in which what they're doing with Gunther, and I'm loving it. I absolutely love this idea. I mean, in my head, merch is popping off. I'm thinking where he's a grave digger, and there's anytime he's going up against someone, it could be a new grave he's digging.
Yeah, the grave digger Gunther.
Yeah, I mean, I just love it. I think this is a fantastic way to go, and it gives Gunther another layer of skin that he can wear, because there are going to be times where he has to go against younger guys in their careers and things like that. And yeah, when he goes up against Javon Evans, I want to see possibly Javon getting over on him. And then maybe he has to go back and do another retirement for somebody, but
or it could be like Gunther beats a guy a few times and he's like, okay, well, you got to sweeten the pot then.
Yeah.
And then they get that last title shot and that's when they put their career on the line, except they win.
Yeah.
There's a way you can do that too.
Dude, I think this is fantastic. I love this talk. And like we always do here, we're going to put a pin in that.
We don't know what happens next.
Yeah, we got to. And but we'll be following that storyline of Gunther.
I swear to you, on the house party I'm on after AJ Styles retires, I'm going to find a match of Styles that we're just going to watch because he deserves it.
Exactly. I mean, he is a special figure in a lot of our lives of wrestling, into which made us love.
He and Chris Sabin got me to watch TNA.
Yeah, dude, Chris Sabin is a name that is just amazing.
Shout out to my hometown.
Yes, those guys, the likes of AJ Styles, Chris Sabin,
Shelley,
so many more.
Joe.
Oh,
Yeah,
Samoa
you could go
Joe.
for ages.
You really could. But those guys are the ones who for me, like, they saved the heartbeat of wrestling for me, because I found them on the cusp of me possibly getting out of wrestling. And when I found them, I was like, nope, I'm hooked. I'm back in.
Like Bender, I'm back, baby.
I'm back, baby. Yeah, it's a fantastic time. But it's going to be sad if we are seeing the end of AJ's career. I hope it's not exactly what you laid out, but that makes the most sense. And Occam's razor is the safest way to go.
Oh, the safest way.
All right, Kevin. So we had some fun here tonight. We had a few fans jump in and hit us up, but you know what, Kevin? We kept the show going because that's what we do. And fans, if you knew the amount of show prep for this one, you would laugh and call us unprofessional. But we pulled it off, and I think it was a really good discussion. Exactly. That Punk discussion and Finn Balor discussion and the Judgment Day discussion was really great. So we're going to clip some of these things, get them out there for you fans. But before we do that, Kevin, let them know where they can find you and all the chaos that you brew up, my friend.
You can follow me on Kevin Kalloway on Facebook, Kalloway Kevin on Instagram. You can, oh God, where's my title?
Where's the title, brother?
You can see me defend this bout February 13th. And I'm thinking about maybe doing a maiden's voyage over to one CCW and Ringmaster's Lab, because I need to find new talent that's coming out of there at some point. So, and defend some there, and I'll just pop up when I want to pop up, because that's how I am. But you can find me for sure on January 28th, facing one Christopher Morsif, friend of the show, friend of the channel.
Ooh.
And at some point, I didn't actually start it up yesterday because it was terrible out and my brain space was loud. But I will be starting up streaming again here soon once I can figure out the exact schedule I want to get down.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a Friday stream this week. I'm thinking a Friday stream.
Hey, I'll enjoy it, because if you're doing it while I'm at work, I'll be able to watch. And you know what? If you do it after I'm off work, I get to enjoy and watch. So I'm looking forward to it, Kevin. I always like your gaming streams. Those are some fun times. Fans, you know what we do here. You've seen what we do here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Me and Kevin, we talk Monday Night Raw. We do the recap. It was fun. Go back and rewatch this one. It's a good talk, and we would love to hear your conversation. We have a Discord. We have so many things. We Facebook. We have YouTube. You can leave comments. You can leave your opinions in all those spaces.
You can
We
follow the
invite you.
memes. We have a new meme content now.
Yes, we will be
Content advisor of the memery.
exactly. We will be adding a channel to the Discord channel in which we're going to just drop memes in. The memes that we are kicking back up on the Facebook page. If you're a fan of ours, you're noticing a lot more activity courtesy of Hypocrisy Jones and everybody in IYH. We're doing some great things. It's been some fun. There's some new faces behind the scenes that are, showing us what they got. So it's been exciting. We got OG Tony. We'll talk about him in a second. But fans, if you're excited about violence, tables, barbed wire, anything that hurts somebody, if you're excited about that in a wrestling match, join me and House on an ECW watch along. That's Wednesdays at 6 p.m. where me and House, guess what? We watch ECW and all the ECW content. We usually either highlight a wrestler or we watch a match that House has may never seen before, but I invite him in and I say, hey, let's, parents aren't around. Let's watch what we weren't allowed to watch when we were kids. I had to sneak away to cousins' houses that were a little older, and they would get to eat bootlegs, and it was a fun time. A lot more
cousins you tried to watch those forbidden channels, and you were trying to
yes, Kevin. You know what? I got relatives that'll still yell at me for this stuff, Kevin. Come on, man. But yes, he is he's exactly right, though. Kevin's got there. He knows what I'm talking about. And it's an ECW watch along, and we invite you to come and hang out with us at 6 p.m. on a Wednesday. Thursday night, it's Dynamite. Yeah, that's where me, House, and OG Tony, the new old guy at IYH. He's a gem, and you're going to love his insight. He's got so many thoughts on AEW and the landscape over there that me and House, we just have a ball with him, and we invite you to come and join us at 6 p.m. on a Thursday where we watch and recap Dynamite. So come and join us. It's a fun time. IYH also does a Sunday house party. Kevin's been there and he's been enjoying it. We've had some great discussions. He's got some things to do the next couple Sundays, but we know Kevin will be back. So fans, come join us. That's usually at a 1 p.m. start time on a Sunday where we talk about all things wrestling, and we invite you to come and do the same. Let us know what you want to talk about, and we usually work it into the conversation. So fans, like, subscribe, share, do all those things, because we are coming up on the squared circle coming up here in March. It's going to be a blast. There's been so many names dropped. Ruby Soho has been dropped today. There's Orange Cassidy. There's so many people. Was it Lord Crew?
Yep.
Yeah, he was dropped today. There's a lot of people, and there's still more people to come. What I find fascinating about this, Kevin, they still have not announced their biggest get yet. So with the names already being dropped,
there's a bigger get than some of the names.
From the past few years that I've seen, usually the closer it gets, there's usually a huge name that gets dropped.
Interesting.
So who knows who it's going to be, but we do know you can follow the Squared Circle Expo Facebook page and all their interesting things that they drop, because they drop things daily and you want to be a part of it. So come join us, come join them, come join anybody associated with the In Your House network. Gonzo Sports Room, they're associated with us. Go check them out. OG Tony runs it over there, and they do daily shows. We're trying to keep up with them. But for me, for the Chaos Goblin, for everybody in IYH, we love you, and we cannot wait to come back and see you next Tuesday. Bye.